Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about the computer programming laboratory experiments. So these are the table of the contents. So first I will be discussing about the course outcomes, concept implementation and simulation. Under this, first we shall understand the problem statement. We'll gather the requirement for solving the problem and derive manual solution to a given problem and C program implementation for a given problem. And finally, we will simulate the program by executing the code and we observe the results. So let us first know what are the course objectives. So the first course objective is explain problem statement uh, and identify appropriate solutions to a problem. And next, demonstrate use of IDE. So which IDE will be used for writing a program and the compilation for program, and will identify and rectify the syntax and synthetic errors during a programming, and develop algorithms and programs using constructs of the C programming language, and finally reporting the observations. So the first problem statement is simulation of a simple calculator. So here let us first understand the clearly what is a problem statement, what we have to implement. So here we have to develop a C program to design a simple calculator to solve a computational problems using arithmetic expressions. Means we have to use the arithmetic expressions and design a simple calculator. So here the calculator may contain arithmetic operators such as addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So, and finally simulate the operation by giving appropriate input and verify the observations, right? So here we have give a input as arithmetic expression, right? Say for example, if I give an arithmetic expression as a 2 plus 4, then the addition has to be performed and result has to be displayed on the screen, right? So you have to develop a C program to accept input in the form of arithmetic expression, right? And depends upon which operator is given in between two operands, the particular operation has to be performed, right? So first we will gather the requirement. So uh, the first requirement is enter arithmetic expression, right? Suppose if the expression is entered like this, say 4 plus 5, then we require what here? One variable for storing first number, and we require one more variable, that is second variable to store second number, and we require a third variable to store an operator, right? So these are the requirements. Okay, so total we require three variables. So three variables we require. So you can take a variable name anything, but it should satisfy the rules of the variable declaration, right? So let us consider the variable like a, op, and what here, b. So here a and b are A and B are what here? Operands, right? And OP is operator. Okay. See, if I give a expression A plus B, then the addition between A and B has to be performed and result has to be displayed on the screen. Suppose if I give A into B as an expression, then the first operand has to be multiplied with the second operand and result has to be displayed on the screen. So this is about what here the requirement. So the requirement what here? Three variable. The requirement is three variables and all these variables of type integer, because we are performing integer arithmetic operations, that is integer addition, multiplication, subtraction and division. So all the variables you have to declare by using integer data type, right? So this is about what here the requirement gathering. So now let us derive a manual solution how to solve this problem, right? So there are four cases we are considering here. So the first case is for addition operation. So in this case, so manually what we do, we write a expression that is A plus B. Okay. So when addition operator is written in between two operands, then two variables must be added, right? And second case is what here? Subtraction. So subtraction. So here the expression will be given in this way. So third case is uh, multiplication. Multiplication. So here the expression is given in this form, and last one is division, right? So here the expression will be given in this way. Okay. So A divided by B. So this is about what here the requirement gathering and deriving a manual solution to a given problem. So now let us see how this program will be implemented, right? So here first we have written hash include stdio.h. So here we are including a header file which is used for accepting the input and output functions. Printf and scanf functions are present in a stdio.h header file. So since we are using scanf and printf statements, so therefore we are using hash include stdio header file. So next we are writing void main. So this is a function which marks entry point of your program, execution, right? So as I said, in arithmetic expressions, how many operators will be there? One operator and two operands will be there. So therefore, store first are variable for second value variable, right? And one more variable, so for storing the operator. So when this declaration is completed, right? So when these two statements are executed, what happens? Three variables will be created. So like this. So three memory locations will be created. That is one memory location for A, second memory location for B, and third memory location for OP here. So like it will be created, and these two are of integer type. These two are integer type. So how many bytes will be allocated? 2 bytes. So this is of type character. So for this 1 byte of memory will be allocated, right? So next what we do, we ask the user to enter an arithmetic expression. So as soon as this statement is encountered and executed, so on screen, on a display screen, a message will be displayed. So enter arithmetic expression, right? Enter arithmetic expression, like message will be displayed on the screen. So then user, what he will do, he will enter any arithmetic expression where addition or subtraction or multiplication or division operators will be there. So let us assume the user want to perform multiplication between two numbers. So therefore he will enter an arithmetic expression like 4 into 3, right? So when this expression is entered, then what scanf will do? It will read the expression entered by the user, and the particular values will be stored in a variables, respective variables. So the first access format specifier is what here? That is percentage %d. So this is going to represent a first value, that is 4, and C represents what here? That is multiplication operator, and next percentage D represents what here? That is 3. So here the 4 will be stored in A and star will be stored in OP, and next 3 will be stored in B. So what is the content of A here? The content of A is 4, content of B is 3, and content of OP is how much here? Content of OP is star here. Okay. So next what we are doing, we are using a switch statement. So why we are using statement? Because we want to perform any one operation out of 4 different operations, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication or division. So at a time only one particular operation will be performed. So therefore we are using a switch statement. The switch statement is a multi-way selection statement, conditional statement. So which will select only one particular case out of many cases. So therefore we are using a switch statement. And in a switch statement we are passing the OP. So P represents what here? Operator, right? So right now what is the operator here? That is multiplication operator. So as soon as it is evaluated in a switch, so the first switch statement, what it will do, it will first compare the OP with first case. So what is the case value? Addition. But what is OP value? Multiplication. Since this is not matching with first case, so therefore the first case will not be executed. This is skipped, and it will go to what here? Second case. Again the case value is matched with the P. So here the case value is a subtraction, but OP value is what here? Multiplication. Again there is no match, so therefore the second case will also be skipped. And next it will go to third case. So the case value is what here? Star, that is multiplication operation. So this is matching with what here? The OP value. So then since the perfect match is found, so therefore what happens? Whatever the statements which are present in a case, this particular case, all these statements will be executed successfully. Okay. So here what happens? The first statement it will start executing. So what is the value of A? That is 4 into what is the value of B? That is 3. So this expression will be evaluated. That is 4 into 3 is how much here? 12. And this 12 is immediately displayed by using a printf statement. So after that a break statement will be executed, means it will come out from the switch case, right? So this is how a program is implemented. Okay. So now let us consider a second expression, means we will execute second time. Okay. So during execution of second time we will enter the expression like this, that is 4 uh, sorry uh, 4 divided by say 10. Let us consider this expression. Okay. So what happens? The 4 will be, so second time execution. So 4 divided by what here? 10. This is our expression. So 4 will be stored in, 4 will be stored in, 4 will be stored in A, and 10 will be stored in B. Okay. So by using scanf statement, right? And next OP will store what here? Divided by symbol. So first what happens? The OP is matched with plus. So since this is not matching, this case will be skipped, and OP is matched with what here? Uh, Say second case, there is no match. So this case will also be skipped, and it is matched with the third case. The third case will also skip, and the next case is what here? That is divide symbol. So here, what is the content of OP that is going to match perfectly with what here? This case value. So then, whatever the statements which are present in this case, all will be executed. So here, what is the value of B? That is, B value is 10, not equal to what here? 0. Suppose if the value of B is equal to 0, okay, if it is equal to 0, right? So then what happens? We will get what here? Division by 0 error. Okay. So to avoid this error, what we are doing? We are first checking whether the value of B is uh, not equal to 0. So since the value of P is how much here? 10. So 10 is not equal to 0. This condition is satisfied. So what happens? The content of if block will be executed. Means this statement will be executed. So what happens? So 4 divided by, what is the value of A? 4. What is the value of B? 10. So 4 divided by 10. So what happens? 0.4 will be displayed on the screen here. Okay. Suppose if I give a input as a 4 divided by 0, then what happens? Yeah. So if I give an input as a 4 divided by 0, then what happens? So it will check here. What is the value of B? 0 not equal to 0. No, this condition is what here? False. This is false here. False means else will be executed. If 0 is not equal to 0, 0 is equal to 0. Okay. So what happens? The division by 0 error will be displayed on the screen. Next, what happens? The program will be terminated here itself. Okay. Suppose if you give a input as a 4 modulus 5, then what happens? The 4 will be stored in, yeah, the 4 will be stored in A, and 5 will be stored in B, and P will store, that is modulus operator. So here what happens? First this is matched with what here? First case. So there is no match. This case will be skipped. It will match with the second one. So there is no match. This will also skip. It will match with third case. This is not matching. So this will not be executed. Similarly, finally it will match with what here? This particular case. So again it is not matching. So this case will also skipped. So finally what happens? By default, these statements will be executed, right? So if there is no perfect match found in the cases, in cases of a switch statement, then what happens? By default, whatever the statements which are present in a default case, so all those statements will be executed. So this is about what here, uh, the program implementation and how it is going to execute. Thank you for watching this video.